You'll always come second.
So I signed. What she didn't realize was that I'd already prepared for this moment.
She didn't hesitate when she said it. No pause, no softness. Just a clean, practiced sentence delivered like a verdict. "You'll always come second," she said, sliding the papers across the table. "So let's not drag this out." The folder stopped inches from my hand. Divorce papers already signed. Tabs marked where my name was expected. Like someone who'd filled out dozens of forms before and knew exactly how this worked. She sat back, crossed her arms, and waited. I didn't argue. I didn't ask why. I didn't ask if there was someone else. I had learned that questions only matter when the other person still respects you enough to answer honestly. I picked up the pen. That surprised her. She blinked, then smiled with relief. The kind people get when they think they've won without resistance. "Good," she said. "I knew you'd be reasonable." I read every page slowly. Not because I needed to, but because she didn't think I would. Years of being underestimated teaches you to move carefully while everyone else rushes. When I signed the last page, she stood up immediately, already done with the moment. "My lawyer will file this tomorrow," she said. "I'll send you the details." She walked out without looking back. What she didn't know was that 6 months earlier I had started preparing for exactly this moment. Not because I wanted the marriage to end, but because I could feel the imbalance growing. The way decisions were made without me. The way my support was expected but never acknowledged. The way my presence had become optional. Being second teaches you to protect yourself quietly. I didn't confront her about the late nights or the unexplained trips. I didn't accuse her of anything I couldn't prove. I just observed, documented, saved copies. I learned how quickly confidence turns into carelessness. The clause she never read was small. 1 paragraph. Buried in language so dry it practically dared you to skim. It didn't accuse, it didn't threaten. It simply stated consequences if certain facts came to light after filing. She initialed every single page. Court came faster than she expected. Her lawyer argued with confidence. Mine argued with facts. The judge listened quietly, flipping pages, asking precise questions. When the clause was read aloud, her head snapped up. "That wasn't there," she said sharply. The judge didn't even look at me. "It's initialed," she said, "by you." Silence fell, heavy and uncomfortable. Then the evidence came out, not theatrically. Methodically, timelines, financial transfers, messages that contradicted sworn statements. Patterns that told a story more clearly than any speech ever could. Her composure cracked in stages, first irritation, then disbelief, then panic. When the ruling was delivered, she stood up too fast, her chair scraping loudly against the floor. "This isn't fair," she said. "He's punishing me." The judge met her eyes. "No," she said calmly. "Your choices did that." I didn't feel victorious walking out of that courtroom. I felt finished. There's a difference. Afterward, people started reaching out, friends who had believed her version first, relatives who suddenly wanted to understand both sides. I answered politely, briefly, and without emotion. Truth doesn't need convincing when it's already documented. She tried to reach me once. A long message filled with regret and blame in equal measure. She said she never thought I'd actually protect myself. That sentence told me everything I needed to know. Life after the divorce wasn't dramatic. It was quieter, cleaner. I moved into a smaller place with fewer echoes, cooked for myself, slept better, rediscovered what it felt like to come home without tension in my chest. My son called more often. At first to check in, then just to talk. One night he said something that stayed with me. "I didn't realize how much you carried," he said. "Until you stopped." I focused on work, not to escape, but to rebuild confidence in something steady. I took on projects I'd avoided before. Said no when I needed to, said yes when it mattered. Being second had trained me to listen. Now it taught me when to walk away. Months later, I saw her at a grocery store. She froze when she recognized me. Looked like she wanted to speak, then thought better of it. I nodded politely and kept walking. Closure doesn't always require a conversation. Sometimes it's just distance. I learned that love without respect slowly turns into erosion. You don't notice it day by day, but one morning you wake up smaller than you remember being. Walking away doesn't restore everything, but it stops the damage. She said I'd always be second. She was right, just not in the way she meant. Second to my own dignity, second to my peace, second to the life I finally chose not to surrender. And that turned out to be more than enough. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories.